Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
The mandate of the office is not to stop projects, but to minimize or mitigate projects in respect to cultural resources that are found.
Acting SHPO Pat Lujan sitting before Senator Therese Terlaje's Committee on Historic Preservation for an oversight hearing. The gist of questioning: how far will the SHPO go to protect and preserve CHamoru ancestral sites and artifacts off and on base?
Asking us to stop development, I don't think that falls in line with our mandate, but to look at what the developers are from a cultural resource standpoint, then definitely I feel that the rules and regs and the laws that are current is efficient, is sufficient.
The question is not whether we stop all development or we don't. The question is, do we preserve historic sites?
Senator Terlaje said the SHPO has great responsibility to protect historical properties, and she wasn't satisfied with some of Lujan's answers, at one point calling his logic circular.
If we put this much discretion in an office for all the people of Guam and on our future generations' behalf, I mean, I'm hoping that you're going to use your discretion to protect these things for us.
Lujan taking center stage in the wake of the military's handling of ancestral sites and artifacts on military construction grounds. Lujan drawing a comparison to artifacts found at the live fire training range and Tumon, saying even if areas are developed, through the study of sites and removal of artifacts, the island is able to learn about our ancestors. But Lujan did say there was more we could have learned from Tumon sites.
It was not okay in Tumon, and part of that was bulldozed by forces beyond our control. Part of it was, after the war, this is our government that we are just establishing now. And I want to learn from those mistakes that we have made. I don't want them to look back on our Northwest field like you look back on Tumon and say, oh boy, we lost a lot there.
Lujan replacing fired former SHPO Linda Uggan, who was a vocal critic of the military's handling of ancestral sites and artifacts. But Lujan seems to trust the military more, saying at one point the Navy gets how important latte sites at Fena are. A KUAM News report detailed how a new Fena site was discovered by state archaeologist John Mark Joseph. The Navy confirmed part of that site bulldozed during the Cold War.
We know the cultural significance of Fena. And that is, one of probably the highest cultural resource left on island. We're still in place, so we know that, and we're watching that like a hawk's eye.
Is there anything to prevent them from removing the latte like they did in Magua?
Every time I talk to them, I'm like, Fena, that's heavy, that means a lot to us. So in that sense, that, we take that real with, it's very important to our office.
So do you think if it's more important to your office, it's not going to happen? So, Magua was a village also, ancient village, Lati village.
The difference is pretty much the entire island has been touched in one way, shape, or form, especially after the war. Where Fena, we're finding it's still as pristine as it was years ago.
Lujan at one point tried to leave the oversight hearing, but Terlaje advised him to stay since she had already rescheduled the hearing once to accommodate Lujan's schedule. Lujan, however, eventually left the hearing 45 minutes before it was over. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Is it a village?
Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.